Let's make this cute little granny square. I'm using a size 5.00 millimeter crochet hook, and I just like to start with an I-cord chain. So I'm gonna have my tail be about this long, so probably like 1.5 of my crochet hook length. And then I'm gonna make my slip knot after I have that length. And then I like to do a chain of 6 for my I-cord. So I have my slip knot on my hook. I'm going to bring that tail up over my crochet hook. So I have 2 loops on there. I'm going to yarn over and go through both of those loops. That's my first I-cord chain, and I want to do 6. So again, that tail is going to go up over my hook. I have 2 loops, yarning over and going through both of those loops. That's 2, and again, this is 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you're not comfortable doing it like this, you can either do a chain of 6 and join to form a ring, or you can do a magic circle if you prefer magic circle. I like to do it this way. This way I don't have to weave in that tail. It's already worked into the I-cord. So now I'm going to pull that loop up on my hook, take my hook out real quick, go into that first I-cord chain that we did, insert that hook, and then grab that chain that loop I just took off my hook and pull that working yarn so it's not so big, and pull that all the way through to create that ring. And now what we're going to do is chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. That is going to count as our first double crochet. And now I want to do a total of 3 more double crochets in the center of that ring. So yarn over, inserting my hook in the center of that ring, and I'm still working over this tail. You don't have to. You can go ahead and cut it off if you want. And I'm working my double crochet. And again, yarn over, inserting my hook in the center of the ring, yarn over, bringing it through and up. I have 3 loops, yarn over, going through the first 2, yarning over and going through the last 2. So I just did 2. Again, 1 more double crochet. So now I just have a total of 4 double crochets. That's counting that chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And now what you want to do is work 3 more groupings of that. So you want to do 4 double crochets, a chain 3, 4 double crochets, chain 3, and 4 double crochets, chain 3. So you have a total of 4 groups of 4 double crochets and chain 3s. And I will see you guys back at the end of this first round after you complete your 4 groups of 4 double crochets and a chain 3 after you do each of those 4 groups of 4 double crochets. I just finished my last little grouping of 4 double crochets and a chain 3, and now I want to join to the top of that first chain 3 that we did with a slip stitch. So I'm just going to insert my crochet hook into the top there and join with a slip stitch. And then I'm going to change colors here, so I'm going to fasten this off, and I want to make sure I leave a long enough tail to weave in later. If you did not want to change colors here, all you would do is just slip stitch into the next 3 double crochets and then into the next chain 3 space, and then do what we're going to do next. So now I'm going to take my new color, and I'm going to have a slip knot on that crochet hook, and then I'm going to join my new color into any corner space. And I'm just going to start over here, and I'm going to join with a slip stitch. So I insert it into that corner space, yarn over, and join with a slip stitch. And then we're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. That chain 3 is going to count as a double crochet, and we're going to do 3 more double crochets So 1, and I'm working over that tail, but I'm still going to be weaving it in. This is 2, and this is 3. So I just did a total of 4 double crochets, because remember that chain 3 there counts as a double crochet. And now I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to do 4 more double crochets in the same corner space here. So 1, 2, this is 3, and this is number 4. And then we're going to chain 1. So we just did 4 double crochets, a chain 3, 4 double crochets, and then a chain 1, all in this corner space. And we're going to do that into each of these corner spaces that we did previously. So you're going to do 4 double crochets here, chain 3, 4 double crochets, and a chain 1. Then you're going to go and do that in this one and this one. And then I will see you guys back at the end of this round. I just completed my last little corner, and I did my chain 1, and now I'm just going to go ahead and join to the top of that first chain 3 that we did with a slip stitch. So inserting my hook there and joining with a slip stitch, and then I'm going to fasten that white off and go to my other color. And again, if you're staying with the same color, you're just going to join there with a slip stitch and slip stitch all the way over to the corner, and then start how I'm going to with the new color. So now I have my new color on with a slip knot on my crochet hook, and I'm going to slip stitch in that next corner, or whichever corner you want. I'm going to slip stitch in there, chain 3. That chain 3 is going to count as our first double crochet, and then we're going to do 3 more double crochets in that same corner space. So this is 1, 2, and 3. So we just did a total of 4 double crochets, because that chain 3 counts as 1. And then we're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and this is our corner, so we want to do 4 more double crochets in that same space. So 1, 2, 3, and this is number 4. And then we're going to chain 1. And now we're going to go over here to our first chain 1 space, and we're going to do 4 double crochets in that chain 1 space on the side that's in between the 2 corners. This is number 3, and this is number 4. And then we're going to do a chain of 1, and then we're going to repeat that. So we're going to do 4 double crochets, chain 3, 4 double crochets, and then a chain 1 in the corner, and then in the next side, chain 1, we're going to do 4 double crochets and then a chain 1, and then we're going to repeat that all the way around until we get to the end, and I'll see you guys back at the end of that. Okay, I just finished my last 4 double crochets in chain 1, and now we're just going to join with a slip stitch to the top of that chain 3 and fasten that color off. And now we just have 2 little rounds left. So I'm taking my new color, and with my slip knot on my hook, I'm going to join this color, and I want to join it with a slip stitch in the back loop only, and I'm going to actually join it to the second double crochet to the right of any corner. So I'm going to do this corner, I'm going to go backwards 2, and I'm going to join with a slip stitch to the back loop only, whoops, I want to make sure I'm grabbing the working yarn and not the tail. I kept wanting to grab that tail there. And we're going to join with a slip stitch into the back loop there. And then we're going to do that into each back loop. So I'm just joining with a slip stitch, and now we're coming to the chain 3 that we did here. We're just going to join with a slip stitch in the top loop of those chain 3s, or we're just going to slip stitch in there, not join. We're just working a slip stitch. So there should be 3 slip stitches here. And now we're coming to those 4 double crochets. We want to make sure we slip stitch in the back loop of each of those double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then here's that chain 1 in between them. We're going to slip stitch in the back, or in the top or back, whatever you want to call it. It's just a chain 1 space. And now here's that group of 4 double crochets. We want to slip stitch in the back loop only of those 4 double crochets. And you're going to continue to do this all the way around for this round. And I will see you guys back at the end of this round. I just completed my last slip stitch, and now we want to join with a slip stitch to that first slip stitch that we did, and we're going to do it into the back loop only. So we're just going to insert our hook there, and we're going to join with a slip stitch. And then we're going to chain 1, and then in that same back loop, and we're going to be working in the back loop of each stitch again in this round. In the same back loop, we're going to work a half double crochet, and we're going to work a half double crochet in the next one, and then that brings us over to the corner. Now where we did the 3 slip stitches in the chain 3 space, we're going to work 1 half double crochet into the first one, and then in the middle one, the second chain 3 that we worked into, we're actually going to be working 3 half double crochets in that back loop. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we're just going to go ahead and work 1 half double crochet into the back loop of every stitch until we get to the middle corner. And then in the middle corner, we're going to be working the 3 half double crochets. So continue to work your half double crochet in the back loop only of each stitch until you get to that corner. And then in that corner, you want to work the 3 half double crochets in that middle corner. So in that second chain 3, you're going to be working the 3 half double crochets. So I'm coming up to that corner again, and we'll do that together, and then I'll meet you at the end when you guys are all done. So we're just working a half double crochet in the back loop only, and doing the slip stitch and stuff, it helps with a nice color change. It makes that a nice edging, a nice straight line. So now we're coming up here. We got this one, and then there's our 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do 1 half double crochet here, and this is the second one, so I'm going to go ahead and do my 3 half double crochets in that second one in the corner. So this is 2 and this is 3. And then again, I'm going to work 1 half double crochet into each one until I get to that next corner. And I'll see you guys around at the end when you've completed your round. And see how it gives us that nice little transition when we change colors there, that edging. and I'll see you guys at the end. I just completed my round, and now what we're gonna do is an invisible join. So I cut my tail, and you want to make sure you leave enough to weave in. And now what you're gonna do is just pull that loop up on your crochet hook all the way through like that, and then take your yarn needle and thread your yarn needle. If you're not comfortable doing an invisible join, you can just join with a slip stitch to your first half double crochet and fasten it off. So I threaded my yarn needle, and now what we're gonna do is, this is our chain 1. We're gonna skip over that, and there's our first half double crochet that we did. We're gonna insert our yarn needle underneath both loops from the front to the back and pull it through. And now we're gonna take that yarn needle, and this is a stitch that we just came out of. We're gonna insert our yarn needle just underneath the back loop only, from the front to the back, just like this. And then pull that through. And then you cannot see where we joined. That's our invisible join. And then you would just go ahead and weave in your ends. And I have been weaving in my ends as we go. Just make sure you weave in all of your ends. And let's just weave this in a little bit. And my square, my little granny square, is a little over 7 inches. And of course it will depend on your tension and whatever type of yarn you use. But there is our granny square. Hope you guys enjoyed. And thanks for watching.